Technology's been really kind of weird the last few days. Have you noticed this? I'm wondering if it's all the flares.
Oh man,
Now we're
I've
learning.
had so many tech issues lately.
It's been nonstop. Like, and it's so
Mhm.
slow. And everything keeps glitching and being weird. I'm gonna see if we had another flare or something. I'm curious, like, what is going on? Nothing is working properly today.
Well, I couldn't even go live for my training the other day, so I
Really?
definitely something's going on. Yeah,
Well, it does
yeah,
seem to be calming down a little bit now, at least. We haven't had any drama this morning with the flares or the geomag or
yeah.
any of
That's
that.
good.
Good.
That's good.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
everybody.
My mom is even watching. Hi, Mama. Good morning.
Aw. Hi, Mom. I
Hello,
wonder if I
everyone.
told my mom about stuff like this if she'd watch. I don't know.
I'm astonished my mom actually does watch my podcast because of the things I
Yeah,
talk about.
that's
So she's
good.
seen it.
You need that kind of support, right?
I know, right? I was telling her last night, like, I'm so grateful for everything that she does. This morning, she was going to get Aiden on the bus. He was going to have a 2-hour delay, but nope, nope. They got a school day. They got a snow day today now. So he's
So he's
happy, just
jumping for
chilling.
joy.
He is. He's so thrilled right now to have mommy leaving him alone while he's on his tablet in the other room. He's thrilled. So it's nice to see you all. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. And even Bradley and Adriana are here today. The house is full. Love it. Nice to see you guys.
Aw, I see people I know. Yay. Hi, everybody. Hi, Joblin. Hi, Karen. Hi, Jordan. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Lacey. Hi, Stephanie. I actually know a lot of these people. It's
I was
awesome.
gonna say we've got a full house today. Loving that.
That's good.
So,
So,
how was your holiday? Did you have a good Christmas?
yes, I had a very busy Christmas, but a good one. So,
Oh,
yeah, I
that's
spent a lot of time with my grandkids, which is awesome. So,
you have
I've been doing,
grandkids?
I do. I have three
What?
grandkids. Yeah.
You're kidding.
Yep.
Goodness.
I started very young having
I was
kids.
gonna say you must have.
Yeah. Yep. I had my first daughter when I was 17, and then I had my second two daughters in my early 20s. So, yep.
You're like, all right, we'll get this done early, and then I have more time later on to do things. Yes.
Well, and I highly recommend it because then you're still young when you're like ready to live your life, you know. You give up like the early parts, which you're just going to make a whole bunch of mistakes anyway.
I
So,
was gonna say, usually your 20s are your time for exploration. They were for mine anyway. But I know
yeah.
Aiden. I actually, he was my 30th birthday present.
Oh,
So
wow.
in the
Wow.
universe that I jokingly say. So yeah, he was
Yeah.
perfectly timed for me anyway, because my
Yeah.
20s I spent backpacking. I tried to
Oh,
backpack with the kids. It's not going to happen. No. So I'll have to
I
wait another 10 years to backpack again, but I'm totally going to. So I
I
loved it.
have heard of people doing that with kids. So I know it's possible. I
I
don't think I
tried.
can.
It was a nightmare. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Especially when he was really young, trying to backpack with a 3-year-old. Holy shit, that was a challenge.
Yeah, I
So
bet. I could see that for sure. Hi,
but you know,
Jose. And hi, Star.
I love the fact that with Christmas as well, like when you have got grandkids, I can imagine, spending time with them. It changes the whole meaning of the holiday again.
Well, yeah, I care about it again. So, like, for the longest time, I wasn't decorating barely. I put up this little tiny tree that I don't really care much about, and I barely decorate. And like this year, I like did everything, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like it brings back the spirit of Christmas, you know. So it's
Christmas is
really
for kids. For adults, but for kids, I mean, that's the whole
fun.
spirit of Christmas is there for them.
Yes,
I love that.
yeah. So
So
we
the
got
new
the
year, though, we've got a lot of interesting energies coming in for this new year, and a lot of interesting numbers coming up as well. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to invite Tammy on today to give us a little insight as to maybe what this year might have in store for us.
yes. So I just did my New Year's video. I do a video every year to tell people what the New Year's going to be. And last year I only talked about the positive stuff. Oh, sorry, I have a dog
The
barking.
He's like, you
I
sure?
don't know what they're barking at, but they're barking. Yay. Anyway, so last year I focused on the positive because we were entering a really difficult year. And I didn't want to tell people that because I wanted them to be excited about it. And I wanted them to look at the positive and not, I didn't want people to know that it was so negative. And I know I talked about this last time we talked. Um, but I finally, started telling people once it was the end of the year, I was like, yay, you survived, because it was a really hard year. It was an emotional year, and it was a year of choices where it was really like a defining year for your soul, where you are going to say, am I going to do things that are the right way, or am I going to do things that are the easy way? Am I going to partner with people that will help me kind of like grow and be seen and all these things, but just for those reasons or for the right reasons, And it was just a lot of like false friends and false starts and just a whole lot of that kind of stuff, like a lot of mucky energy. And by the end of the year, you should have chosen kind of like what path you're really going to follow. Are you going to follow what's true to you and what's right for you, or are you going to follow what kind of like feels better, so I don't know, like feels better in the way that's like easier, the kind of like the angel and devil on their shoulder, like kind of like that feeling.
I love that analogy because it
Yeah.
constantly feels like that. Like you are unsure about whether or not you're making the right decisions. And so, sometimes you're like, we all want to be authentic. We all want to be our true selves, but sometimes that true self is hidden under layers of crap that we have to sort out or get rid of, or, set boundaries with, or all of these things. So,
Yeah.
many of us, we don't even know who our true selves are until we start uncovering all of that stuff.
Well, and you really don't know who you don't know what your truth is until you're faced with the questions. Like when you're faced with the choices, should I go this way or should I go that way? And you realize one's a little bit darker than the other, then you go, oh wait, where's my moral compass? And that should have been where everybody kind of landed in this last year in 2024.
Yeah,
It should have
I was
been.
gonna say that's spot on here, at least.
Yeah.
So, yeah, accurate.
And for me too, like I really started looking at it the last few months of the year because I started realizing we were really in the grips of the year, like we were really in the part where it was really testing us, at least for me.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, now
Oh, yeah,
we're
I
in.
was having little existential crises almost every day at the end of that last year.
Yeah. Sorry, I have little cats.
But something shifted. I don't know what it is, but around the 3rd of January, I felt completely different.
Yes.
I woke up
And
on the 3rd feeling like all the weight of the world has finally left my shoulders and I'm actually able to move forward. Whereas before, it's almost like there was like some kind of thing holding us back, or at least me personally. I felt like I was kind of stuck in the funk a little bit.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what it was supposed to feel like. It should have felt like you were kind of walking through mud, and
Yes.
like and then when you entered this new year, that should all clear. Like that is not what we're going to go through at all in this year. This year is all about family, and this is because this is a family year. This is also a year for setting the future because it's also a 9-year. So it's like it's both a 5-year and a 9-year. And the 5 is family, the 9 is the future. So this is the year that you want to get your relationships right and your family relationships right. Like if there's unsettled things or there's like disagreements or people, kind of aren't saying their truth and things like that, you want to do that in this year because this year you want to build your foundation for where you're going to come from for the next few years, so this is where you're going to build your support system and make it really strong. So you're going to say the things you haven't been saying. You're going to clear the air where you haven't been doing that. And you're just going to kind of like build your support system back to who should be in your life and who you want to continue with you on this path, because this year is that foundational year. And then next year is going to be like a creative year. And then the year after that is going to be looking toward what I'm going to be doing next. And, so this is like the building year,
How
but the
exciting.
building of the foundation, So,
Yes.
so if you have a strong foundation, you're going to go ahead in the next 5 years and you're going to build something really amazing because it's going to be solid. It's going to have a ground to stand on. If you go into this year all shaky and you don't fix all that stuff, you can still build stuff over the next 5 years, but it's not going to have a solid ground. So it's going to fall apart on you at times, so you really want to be building this year, building your relationships and making them strong and pushing out people that don't make sense. Like that's a really big thing that we should be looking at, is like, who makes sense going forward to stand next to us and who doesn't, and finally get that clear, So,
Because there's a lot of people that tend to get in our way. It's almost like they are, I wouldn't say afraid of progress, but they see us moving ahead and they're like, no, you stay back here with me. So you have to set boundaries, definitely.
Yeah, because it's comfortable, like it's comfortable to stay the way that we always have been. And a lot of the people in our life just want us to be comfortable with them, but, I know at least for me, I can't do that anymore. Like I can't just stay stagnant, I just can't do it. So anyway, I do want to say hi to some people.
Yeah, please do.
And
Laura. I love Bradley's comment, by the way. I felt like a dog when he gets out of the water and shakes all that stuff off. Hashtag New Year's New Me. I love that.
That's a good analogy, actually.
Jessica says, I've been feeling different so far. Not sure if it's ascension symptoms or other stuff going on. No, the energies have been really weird, Jessica, just for the record. Like the last week has been intense. I think today is the first day that I've felt more normal, because the energies the last 2-3 days especially have been like crazy, just with the amount of solar flares we've been getting and the Schumann going nuts. And so whenever those things, it causes like a ripple effect, and we feel that as well.
Yeah.
Especially a lot of activity around the crown too. I've been feeling like I was joking with my guides the other day. I'm like, what is on my head? And they're like, what are you talking about? I was like, I feel like I'm wearing a pair of sunglasses, but there's nothing there. And my guide laughed and he goes, you've got activations going on right now. So your crown is highly active. So just put a hat on if you feel weird. And I was like, okay.
That's cool. So, yeah. And some protection and, all that kind of stuff. Yesterday I was talking about mirrors. I was talking about how important it is to use mirrors. Do you use those in your protection? When you do
I use visualizations of mirrors, especially when curses and psychic attacks are happening, because that bounces them off again. Yeah. Somebody's sending you bad vibes, you can put a mirror up and bounce it back.
Yeah. I was telling someone yesterday, wear hematite. Like I put hematite on a lot of my bracelets. And the reason why I do is because it acts like a mirror. And a lot of people don't know that. But hematite will actually reflect people's crap right back to them, And then you surround that with other things like rose quartz for, you let all the good stuff in, but you like push all the bad stuff back at them, So yeah, that's what I work with.
Yeah, hematite's great. It's got a lot of iron in there too. Very good for grounding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a serious iron problem. So I'm very, very anemic. And now that I'm reading Sarah's new book, the Avalon book, I'm like, maybe I have fairy blood. Did you read that?
You literally took the words out of my mouth. Erin Saniva has the same problem. She's highly anemic. And then we did a clearing and some stuff on her. And we found out like she's old world fae, like had like 20,000 years as fae. So she, now even as a human, she can't handle iron because of it.
Isn't that weird?
So I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom is really highly anemic as well. I'm like, what is going on with us? So, but whatever. Now we have some answers. I'm just going to eat a lot of honey. That's my plan now.
Oh, see, I love what Maggie just said. You are healthy, whole, and complete. Yes, that is the vibe, Maggie.
um, so I was thinking that we could do some mini readings today if you want to do
I would
them.
love that idea, and I'm sure these guys would as well.
Okay.
Anybody have a recent birthday? Anybody have a birthday, possibly even this week? Where's Jody at? It was Jody's birthday yesterday. Is she on today? We've had a couple people with birthdays. Perhaps if somebody has a birthday this week, we can get you a reading first, and then we'll go through the rest of the group.
Yeah. And
In the house, nice to see you.
One of the people in my class asked me if, when I looked at your numbers, if you had if you were on your last life. Do you remember if I told you that or not? Because I don't remember. Tell me your numbers again.
5/13/85.
Okay.
Do you need my time at birth? It was 12:01 p.m.
I don't need the time, just the numbers. 5/13/85 is what you said, right?
Yep, 5/13/85. Yeah. I got a lot of fives in there.
Now when I look at your numbers, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Okay. Okay, so yes, you are on your last life. Okay, that's
yes. My guides have confirmed this for me. I'm like, yeah. But now they're making my foot hurt because they're saying I'm not embodying this life enough. Because they keep telling me, like, you're on your last life. I'm like, yeah. They're like, but you have to be in this life and rooted in this life.
Yeah. So like, you know why? Because you are the Aquarian age child, and you are someone who is here to be in this time for all that's happening right now. And they want you to see more and do more and experience more, so that when you go out, you're done. Like, you feel done with it and you don't want to come back. You know, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I just don't want to be human again. No offense to the human, physique or anything, but I'm done with having a 70-year lifespan.
Would you come back as like some kind of animal or bird?
I would come back as a Pleiadian or something else to help help people on Earth, but I'm not coming back here in a human body. No, thank you. I'm done. 12,000 years of being a human. I've had enough. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
I'm definitely with you on that. I'm pretty done.
Well, maybe humans are going to evolve and it won't be as, the same as it has been for the last 12,600 years. But I'm sick of the status quo, personally.
Yeah. Well, you're sick of the uphill battle. That's what I'm sick of.
Yes. Feeling like Sisyphus, always pushing that damn rock up the hill, only for it to come crashing back down again.
Yeah.
Lisa has an interesting birthday. Lisa has the birthday of New Year's Eve.
Oh, wow.
December 31st. Lisa, what's your year? If you don't mind telling us. Some people might not want to share the year.
I don't look at people's ages. Isn't that terrible? Like, I never know how old anybody is because I'm always just looking at the numbers. Like, I don't
What does a New Year's Eve birthday have in store for somebody? 1963, Lisa says.
1963. Okay.
That'll be a fun one, just out of curiosity.
Yeah. Wow, she's got a lot going on. Okay.
Derek says Sarah's book about Avalon. Sarah Breskman Cosme. I'll type her name in.
Yeah, that book
is Breskman Cosme. Phenomenal author. She writes books like Dolores Cannon used to.
Yeah, it's really
and her book is A Hypnotist's Journey to Avalon.
Yep.
It's next to my bed right now. Otherwise, I'd be bringing it down here. I was just reading it.
Yeah, I can't stop reading it. I read it just when I'm falling asleep, though, because I'm reading it on Kindle right now. So I'm like,
she's gonna be thrilled that I'm promoting that for her as well today. There you go, Sarah. Phenomenal book. It just came out just a couple weeks ago. So if you guys haven't read Sarah's new book, I hope you get it. It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, so with Lisa, go ahead. We'll just start with Lisa.
So, Lisa, you have all kinds of things going on, but I'm going to tell you what stands out. So, let's see. So, you have a really strong nature focus. You have to be in nature or you're not okay. So, like, that's what you're doing with your life is you have a humanitarian focus and you also have a nature focus. So, it's like something to do with nature and people is kind of like your interest. You are someone who is very determined to be yourself and an individual. You won't be told what to do or how to do it. You are very driven and very motivated, and you are someone who is a leader. You couldn't be a follower if you wanted to be. You do have introverted energy rather than extroverted energy. Um, and you're like, you have kind of all over your chart that you want to make the world a better place. So like you're here to make it feel better and make it look better and make everybody happier, like you're here to make the world pretty around you. You do get in your own way a little bit. You definitely have some self-sabotage, and you have some it's funny because you have self-sabotage in your spiritual, which that's not normally where that shows up. So I wonder what that means. Like I'm kind of trying to ask guys, like, what does that mean when you have it like that? Actually, Javelin
I
has
mean,
it
she's
like,
human.
yeah, I think she's very human. It's like she's having a spiritual experience that's really elevated, and then she's like
Mhm.
sabotaging herself. So yeah, that would be very
We
human.
do that a lot, all of us, including myself. Yep, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, But Lisa, you're really in your feelings in this life. So you're working on feelings. You're an empath, and you're trying to like understand your emotions and your feelings. That's what your big thing is, I would say. And overcoming that self-sabotage. So, okay, yeah, I don't know.
Let
I
us
mean,
know if any of that resonates, Lisa.
yeah, let me know if that makes sense.
Love
Uh,
that.
who else do you want to do?
Since my mama is listening today, let's do one for my mama. I know her date of birth.
Okay.
It's April 30th.
Okay. April
Uh-huh.
30th of what
And
year?
59.
Okay. Okay. So your mom's all about family. She has a very strong family focus.
She is
And
indeed.
she is here, solidly to help her family and be there for them. And she's a nurturer. So she's going to feel like love, like she's going to feel like that warm embrace. Um,
My guides have already told her she is here as a support unit for many, including animals. She's a very much an animal support unit as well. She takes good care of her animals.
Yeah, that's good. It's because she's the true nurturer. She's also a
Mhm.
teacher. She's somebody who is always teaching and guiding and sharing her wisdom. She also has a lot of spiritual knowledge. So, like, she's got a lot of psychic ability.
Yeah,
And
she astral projected long before I did. In fact,
oh,
she's
nice.
been one of my biggest supporters in all of this. Yeah, she's really awesome that way. Thank you, Mama.
She's also a traveler like you. So,
Yeah,
like a physical traveler. She loves
she
to see
loves to travel.
and
She's been
explore.
to pretty much all 50 states. She used to go to Sweden all the time. She loves to travel. She's come
Yeah,
to South Africa to visit me before. Yeah, she loves it.
nice. Okay, so she has a conflict in her chart where it's like she is someone who's very, very present, but then her energy gets scattered. So like her energy gets very
She's a
full.
stress head, to be sure.
So that's going to cause frustration in her because she really, really likes to be present. But then people come and
Uh-huh.
they go, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. And then she's
Oh,
like, my
yeah,
whole
spot on.
yeah.
Yep.
Um, she's also someone who so she is someone who's on a bonus life. So like she's already completed everything and holds all that wisdom. Like she's like I would say she's probably a spiritual guide for others. Like she probably came here as a spiritual teacher actually. Um Not just a spiritual teacher though, like a teacher within the family. Like it's not really like a world teacher. It's more like a local teacher.
Yes.
But she is somebody who went to the other side, finished all of her stuff. She ascended, and then she said, "You know what? I'm just going to come back and I'm going to help." But I'm not going to be a disruption. A lot of people come back to help as a disruption. She did it the other way, where she's the actual helper kind. Um, so she's someone who's here collecting her soulmates, and she's helping them with ascension now. So she's doing that by teaching. She teaches balance she teaches love, and she teaches wonder. Like that's the only word that the guide said, like wonder. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? So she teaches people how to see the world with a childlike wonder. So she's walking with that childlike wonder. I don't know how else to put it because that's the only word I'm getting.
Yeah, no, that's accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Love that.
she's actually shifting perspectives as she walks through her life, and that's how she's helping and that's how she's guiding. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
she has changed a lot over the years, especially in regards to her awakening process. So I'm very proud of her in that way.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Thank you. You nailed that. That was spot on.
Good. Yeah,
Thank
childlike
you.
curiosity. That's a better way to put it, Laura.
Yeah, no, she totally does. Absolutely. Love that. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, I'll pick some of you guys in the comments. Let's see.
Hi, Matt. Hi, Leanne. I think I saw Brandon earlier. Hi, Brandon.
We got so many people watching today because you're so popular. Everybody loves you. Let's see.
I just love everybody. Oh.
Let's see. Let's do one for a man.
Okay.
Daniel Jackson. Daniel Jackson. Hello, Daniel Jackson. I just saw his name popping up like 10 times. He's always here supporting us, being wonderful. There you are, Daniel. His birthday is 6/9/64.
Wow. Okay, that's a good one.
Love you, Daniel.
So he is totally full of love. He is somebody. He's also a spiritual teacher. He is someone who is actually a spiritual guide for others. And he's someone who's very creative. He's using his hands in this lifetime, and he's creating things with his hands. So he's an artist or a musician or a healer or some combination of all of that. But he walks with it. And then he's also a traveler. So like he loves to travel and see new places. I always say people are travelers, but like we live in a world where not everyone can travel. So like I can never say that they actually do it. I just know that it's in their heart and soul and they want to do it, So I never know for sure if they do it. I just know that it's a driving force for him. He wants to travel.
What I know about Daniel, that is very accurate. Yeah, he's wonderful.
He also has opportunities in every direction. So Daniel, if you ever think that like you're limited, you're not limited at all. You're somebody who just like turn the other way and you have another opportunity. Turn that way, you have another opportunity. You have opportunities everywhere. And I would say that your art pulls you there. Like some kind of thing that you create pulls you in a lot of different directions. And then just your like wanderlust, like your the way that you just want to stumble around the world and see things, that'll take you places as well. But you have connections everywhere too. So let me just.
Daniel's been through a lot, but he always comes out on top because he's so awesome. And he's just, the universe loves you, Daniel. You can tell.
He's got great numbers. Like this is a warm, loving, beautiful person. This is someone that's very passionate, very just. I feel like this is someone who flows with life, like flows with the ups and downs, and then creates art, like beauty out of it, like makes it pretty as they're falling. So it's a really nice energy. Yeah, you have a really nice energy. So yeah.
Aww. To hear that, Daniel, he's wonderful. We're always singing his praises because how awesome he is. So there you go. Thank you for doing that for him. He says, nailed it for me. Sure. Wow. Love it.
Good. I love when it makes sense.
Let's see. Scrolling back up. Let's see. I'm just honestly, you guys, I'm picking random names here. I'm just looking at the ones the universe is asking me to grab out my attention here.
That's why I have Heather always helping me because I'm like, I love everybody and I want to pick everybody. So.
I know we'd be here until the cows come home if we did that though. Jordan is around. I love you, Jordan. Jordan's always watching the podcasts. She's always here being supportive. Jordan would love a reading. Jordan Elizabeth, 10/17/88.
Okay.
I like the eights too. Let's see what the eights have in store.
All right. Yeah. Let's talk about
17, 1988.
Okay. So, wow. I totally drew that wrong. Hang on. Okay. Okay. So there's two things that the guides want me to talk about here. Okay. Because now it showed up twice. So let's make sure that I'm adding it right. Okay.
We like giving you a challenge today, Tami. Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So one is that, and Daniel had this as well. Okay. And I just didn't say it, but, this person, so Jordan, if these are your numbers, you have a love for children. You have a love for the simplicity that children hold, which is what we talked about with your mom a little bit. So children bring you joy. And this is also true for Daniel. The more that you can get in touch with the way that children look at the world, the more your life is going to work and the more you're going to be on task and on purpose. Like the more your life is, your like hardships are going to lift, you know. It's funny because, you know, it came up with your mom, but not really so strongly like that. And then as soon as Daniel's was there, it was like his is really strong and now Jordan's is really strong. Whenever that happens, the guides go, hey, we're trying to show you something, you know. So we want to talk about that today. So that's kind of a message for everyone, I think. You know, getting in touch with that childlike wonder, that childlike joy, looking at the world the way a child does. The more that you can do that, the more your life is going to work and the more you're going to be on task for your purpose, you know, because you were never meant to like be this adult that is living this really hard uphill battle. You were always supposed to find the happiness in it. And that's, I think that's why we have kids, to show us like how to live again, you know, because we forget how to live. We grow up and all these responsibilities kind of like weigh us down and we go, oh my goodness, I can't do this. It's too hard. Well, get back in touch with your childlike wonder and it won't feel that way anymore, because now you'll be going, wow, that's amazing. Wow, that's amazing. And it'll all feel like magic again. So that's definitely a message for everyone. Okay, let's talk about eights. So Jordan, this person, if it's you, is somebody who is a very old soul, been here many times. I know that you have this as well, Laura. So just making sure before I say it, I have it the same way. Jordan has it a little bit different, but me and you, Laura, have it exactly the same way. But so this is an old soul, been here many times. This person would be working on breaking generational trauma, making things, you know, forging a new path, making things better than they ever have been. And this is kind of like how you are, this is how you're making the world better, you know, like you're looking at everything the way it has been done and you're going, I'm not going to do it that way. Like I'm not going to raise my kids the way my mom did. I'm not going to beat my kids like my grandparents did or whatever, you know. I'm not going to allow all the crap to continue. It ends with me.
Breaking cycles.
That's what eights are doing, because eight's a pattern number. If you turn it sideways, it's the infinity sign, you know. And what that means is it's someone who, you know, goes through the same thing over and over and over until they break it, you know. And so eights are pattern breakers, you know. They're breaking the chains of karma. They are forging new paths. They are making life better. But this comes at a great expense to them. So eights are the true, they're the ones that feel the suffering of the world. They're the
kids of the 80s. Now it's starting to make sense. Our generation is starting to make sense.
There's a reason why they all turn to drugs and alcohol. You know?
Exactly.
They're starting the way to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we do say the 80s was the best generation. No offense to anybody else. I'm just saying. Oh, I'm just kidding. But yeah, seriously though, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Yeah. So eights are also the master manifester. So when you turn around your eight, when you turn around all the suffering and the hard parts, it actually becomes like this amazing thing in your life where you just think of something that you want and it happens, and that's really like where I'm getting to with my eights is like I can just think of something. I don't even have to tell anybody, and all of a sudden it comes into my life. That's the master
Mhm.
manifester. So that's the best part of the eight, you know.
Yep.
Um,
Love
but
it.
that is unlocked with gratitude. So like if you ever want to know how to unlock manifestation, practice extreme gratitude. That will help you. So that will really.
I've been doing this ridiculous thing where I'm thanking the universe for everything lately, like every little thing, like, like thank you for my kombucha, thank you for my blah blah blah, thank you for my headache, like everything, like trying to extreme gratitude is a great way of putting it. Thank you.
Well, you know how we walk through our house and we go, I can't stand that. I don't like this. I don't want that. But if you walk through your house the exact opposite and go, I love that. I love this. I get to have this. It's like it totally changes your life.
It does. I
Yeah.
think that's the best way to unlock any new blessings is just being grateful for what you already have anyway. So the universe is not going to give you more if you don't appreciate what you have,
That is true. That is 100% true.
All right, well,
Yeah.
let's pick some other dates here. Let's see. Aaron says, I can't wait to hear about 11s. Doesn't 11 break down to down to a different number?
So the 2 1s in Jordan's turn into a 2 in the spiritual, which is
I was going to say, okay.
it's all about like decisions and it's about questioning and not trusting your beliefs and kind of like you don't fall into other people's belief systems and things like that. An 11 though, if there was, she doesn't have an
I was saying
11
there's
in her.
a lot of 11s I'm seeing here. Some are like,
If an 11 shows up, an 11 is the astral traveler. So an 11 is it's the natural astral traveler. It's the person that when they're asleep at night, they actually go to the other side and they gather information to use in this life. But it has to kind of like you may not see it in your chart. You won't see it in your birthday. You have to actually add it in your chart to get it. Like that's kind of how you find it. Like you'll find it if you have a 5 and a 6, or you'll find it, like it'll add up to 11.
okay.
So if you see it, it might not actually still equal 11. But
Okay.
that's what it is. It's the natural astral traveler. So,
Interesting.
but
Well, I'm
everyone
gonna pick
does.
some random dates here. Ashley Ferris
Yeah,
has an interesting birthday because her birthday is 9/7/1979.
9799. Oh my goodness,
No,
that's a lot.
79. So
Oh,
yeah,
70.
971979. So everything is 9/7s for
Okay.
Ashley. That's an interesting one, Ashley. I like your birthday.
Yeah. Wow.
9/7/79.
Okay. So Ashley. Okay. That is a really interesting one.
Isn't it though? I just saw that jumped out at me when I was scrolling.
Yeah. Okay. So, wow. All right. So Ashley, what stands out the most to me in yours is that you are the conqueror of the dragon, and you are someone who is a protector of the world. Like you're here to stomp out the dark forces. You're somebody who is a protector of the weak. So you're gonna feel like a force yourself because you walk with dragons. So that is a little bit confusing sometimes because the term is conqueror of the dragon. You're not really conquering dragons. You're actually walking with dragons. So you probably have a dragon as a spirit guide, at least one. So you're going to feel that dragon energy around you, and other people are going to feel that around you because you're like a force yourself. But you will not stand for any injustice, and you really are somebody that is here protecting everybody else. Like that's your main.
Oh,
It's not
Ashley.
your main goal. It's one of your main goals. It's your spiritual goal, actually.
Love that.
Yeah, it's a good
Very
one.
cool. That
That
was a
is
good one.
yeah. Hi. My
Oh,
cats
nice
love
familiar
music
company.
whenever I'm doing stuff.
Daniel says mother of dragons. Yes.
I just found
Love
out
it.
this year that I'm a mother of dragons. I mean, I knew it, but I just put it together. Two of my daughters are conquerors of the dragon. I'm like, hey, I'm a mother of dragons. I didn't know that until I had a dragon show up, of course. So,
Jamie just had a cool question. I keep saying 1010 like so many times. I'm a life path 9 wood dragon, Chinese astronaut, was born at 1:10 a.m. Would love any insight.
okay, so my type of numerology, we don't do life path numbers.
Okay.
But I can tell you what 1010 means.
Yeah,
so
what is 1010 about? I've been seeing that number quite a bit as well. That's why it got my attention.
Okay, so 1010 would be all about a new path. It would be like, so like the one is the path, the direction, the path forward, like it's like an arrow straight in front of you. A zero is an ending and a beginning. So it's like I'm walking a new path, and then I'm very determined to make it this new start. So it would be talking about how you're changing. Like you're changing your direction somehow, and you're very, very solid in it. So that's why it's repeating. It would be saying like, I'm walking this new path and it's going to be better. I'm trusting, not trusting. It's going to be, I'm determined and motivated to follow this. So like it might be like you're having a false start, and then you're going to get determined and do it again. And it would be your guides probably saying like, hey, stick with it, you're going to be okay,
Yeah.
but it's definitely going toward a new path. That's what it's going to be talking about. So
Love that.
yeah.
Just gonna pick another random date. Ashley Triplet. Hello, darling. Nice to see you here.
Oh, I
11.
love Ashley.
I
Hi,
love Ashley too. As soon as I saw her name, Ashley. 11:25:80.
okay.
She's another 80s baby.
Oh, that's good.
11:25.
So I just think of the 80s as fun. So
We are fun.
I
We
always
are
think of
totally fun.
fun people, because the eight is also the adventurer. So it's a fun person. It's someone who feels like a party. So, and actually, when I think of Ashley, I do think of a party because she's so fun. She
She
really is.
is. She's awesome.
Yeah.
And she's also here, keeping back the darkness, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. So, what stands out for me with Ashley, you are on your last life. You are someone who is a natural teacher. You are teaching others. You're probably teaching about emotions, I would think, because you're working on your emotions. And sometimes you're teaching that in a good way, sometimes you're teaching that in a bad way. But you're teaching people how to manage their emotions by example. That's one of the things you're doing. Um, you are also someone who I call the wise man at the gates of East and West. And what that means is that you are someone who is faced with really big life decisions, and you always carry the wisdom to know what to do. You don't always know that you have that. Okay, you do always know. As soon as I say something wrong, the guys go, no,
The
that's
guy's
not
like,
true. So you do always know the right thing to do, and you do always know that you know the right thing to do. You do not always choose the right thing to do. So you are someone who ignores red flags. You don't. You just pretend that red flags aren't real. That's really what you do, and you're really good at gaslighting yourself. So that's just what it looks like to me. Um,
there's the link for you, Jamie.
and you are someone who is like a true nurturer, really awesome person, really warm, and everybody loves you, but you definitely are very, very hard on yourself. That's what I want to say, I guess.
Well,
But
this is the problem, is that many of us, we're always beating ourselves up. We don't realize that,
yeah,
we are so much more than we give ourselves credit for.
yeah,
And yeah.
talk to yourself the way that you would talk to somebody else. Like, just pretend that you are anybody that you're looking at and go, wow, you're pretty. Wow, you're awesome. Look at how amazing you are. Like, why can't we do that for ourselves? I don't get it.
We are our harshest critics, as they
I
say.
know. It's
And the funny thing is, we even do this in spirit too, where we're like, no, we need to come back and torture ourselves more. We got more we got to learn. We got more we got to do. And so, we do. We beat ourselves up all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I do also want to say, Ashley, because you're the wise man at the gates of East and West, and you hold that wisdom, whether you follow it or not, you do land the right way. So like, even if you go down a couple wrong roads, just know that you're going to get back on track because you are the wise man. You do hold the wisdom and the knowledge and the truth. So like, you do get back on the right path. Don't worry. Like, I don't want you to worry about that. So
Perfect. Let's pick somebody from a different generation. We haven't had somebody from the 60s yet. And I see Lori's put up her date of birth a couple times. 11/8/1966.
Okay.
Nice to see you, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Yep, 11/8/1966.
Okay, 11/8/66. That one I actually see. Sometimes I can see them in the comments, and sometimes
I've been going way back too. I've been scrolling back because a lot of people have been asked, like way at the beginning of the podcast. So I'm trying to kind of get a little bit of. I'm just letting the universe decide for me, really, what's popping out.
Okay. So I'm seeing a lot of patterns come up, like a lot of the same things coming up. And that always is an indication that the guides want me to talk about something for the group, So, so something I'm seeing in here again that I just saw is
60 babies. Nice.
A lot of what?
We got a lot of 60s babies popping up here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hi, Allison. I didn't see you earlier. Okay, so I'm seeing the double ones come up a lot. And so like what that means is that this is someone who is using their crown chakra and has a very direct connection to God or source or the higher power. And this is somebody who is doubtful of other people's beliefs. So this is someone who has a very strong belief system themselves, and they are very, very solidly standing in that, like stubbornly standing in that. Like they stand their ground and they believe what they believe, and they don't accept anything else in unless they have proof of it. So this is someone that doesn't have a lot of trust in what other people say and do. They want to take it on, but they really don't take it on. Like they're like, I will take on the things that make sense to me, and I'm going to walk in that. Like I'm going to fully walk in that. This has come up like 4 times already, I think, or came up 3 times.
I was going to say, the universe is like, hey, did you get the memo? Did you get the memo?
They're like, you need to talk about this. So this is someone that, just doesn't trust everything that they hear. And I really like that because that means that they're discerning, like they don't just like follow every single person that says, oh, this is going to happen. And then, oh, this is going to happen. This is what you should believe. They go, no, I have my beliefs. We're good. And then they're like, if that makes sense to me, I'll adopt it, and I think that's a really good way to live. I think it's a really solid way to live. So I kind of like that. And Lori, your numbers just say that you're a very, very beautiful person. Like you have a big, big heart, and you're someone who maybe doesn't get recognized for that all the time. Like maybe you feel like people don't see you. I want to say that like you have the biggest heart, and you're so generous, and you're so amazing. And I want you to know that about yourself. Like I want you to know that other people do see that, and that it's just an illusion that you're being unrecognized, So I just want you to know that.
Lovely. So, thank you. I like Natalie's comment. She says, in my experience, that kind of reoccurring numbers were related to past lives dates. It's definitely the universe bring your attention to that sequence. Maybe start by Googling the date to see if something that resonates with you on the world scene that happened that day. Also, play with those numbers in your own way. What do the numbers evoke in you and your family and your story? Reverse their order, etc. Love that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never thought about that.
Yeah, a lot of our past life stuff does link up with our current lifetimes, and I wouldn't be surprised if there were numbers involved in all of that, because there's always numbers involved with
Oh
something.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the numbers are the fabric of our universe. Like it's what everything has been made up of. So,
I'm going to highlight Steph's wonderful comment right here. You can all join Tami live on Friday evenings for mini readings at Tami LoPresti Numerologist. Thank you,
Yeah.
Steph. I'm going to drop the link one more time for you guys to follow. We'll do a couple more, but yeah, there's for those of you who probably won't get a chance to, because we've got 100 people, 105. So, 109, actually, 109 people watching right now. So we won't be obviously able to get to everybody today, but Tami is a phenomenal numerologist. So I hope you guys do book a reading with her. In fact, Tami, can you do one for me really quick? I'm curious. It keeps popping up in my head. My father was born on October 1st, 1921.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Okay. Can we do one for my papa?
Okay. How honest are you okay with me being?
He's probably listening right now, which is why I've been thinking of him like 10 times in the last 2 minutes. So go ahead, let him have it.
Okay. I also want to say before we move on, just that I do live mini readings every Friday night at 6 p.m. Central Time. So if you come to my page, I do them every week. So definitely come to my page.
Yes, please do.
Less people there. so you might have a better chance, actually. Anyway, okay. So your dad's very stubborn. Okay, that is the very first thing I saw, is that he's very, very stubborn, and he's literally like, it's going to be this way, and I'm immovable. Like he's like stubborn like a tree. So if he decides something's going to be a certain way, it's going to be that way, and that's
isn't that the silent generation back then, the 20s? That's a very different generation, the one that this 20s generation.
What I love about him is that he loves his family. His main goal for his lifetime is his family. So what he really, really cares about is his family. He does have trouble with expression. He has trouble saying what he really wants to say, and he has all these feelings inside of his head, but then when he opens his mouth, they come out wrong. So he's very misunderstood. But he's always trying to bring balance to the situation. Like he's very level-headed, and he's got this extreme balance that he understands, like on a spiritual level, and he's giving that to the family. Like he's giving the stability and the balance and the ground to stand on. And he's also like, I would say he's probably the rock for the family, like he's the one that like, if you really, really need any guidance or any help in any way, he's going to just sit there and be there. He's not going to know the right thing to say, though. That's the only thing. So he might say like the wrong thing, but he's going to be there. And it's almost like sometimes someone that's there is better than someone that says the right thing even, but he's all smart, and he's always acting from his why, even if he is wrong sometimes. So he's not typically wrong. He's just very determined to like stand on his truth, so he can be misunderstood because of that, but yeah, he's a really solid guy. Like he actually, like what I'm being shown is the four corners, like that's what it's showing up as in the chart. But it's also like the guides are showing me these four stones, and they're saying like, this is a pillar, like this is someone who holds the pillar. He is the pillar,
Yep.
So he holds the family. So
I love that. Thank you, Tami. Yeah. I was very curious, on somebody that was born over 100 years ago, to see, how it would come out in this. So thank you. That was very accurate.
That's amazing. So is he still with us?
Oh, no. He died in 2012.
Okay.
But he's still, wow. He's still with us.
Well, yeah, of course.
He's always around, but yeah,
I have
it's quite funny. Sometimes he pops up. I'm in the middle of clearings or something, and she'll be like, "Oh, your dad's here," and I'm like, "Oh, hi, Papa," and then I just go back to doing clearings. He's just hanging out, He was a psychiatrist, so the work that I do fascinates him. So he's always around kind of watching me work.
Oh, well, that makes sense for the way that his numbers look, because he is somebody that's going to sit and listen and not really have the words, but he's going to have the support. And I kept going, what does that look like? That's a psychiatrist. That makes sense. But I always think that when people die, it's like they're more present than they were in life because they don't have all that mucky, gross stuff that they are dealing with, So it's like they're finally able to be there now, like they wanted to be. So it's a good thing.
Indeed. So, okay, let's see. We'll do one or two more. Yeah, sound good? Let me find a unique birthday here that I haven't seen yet.
Okay.
Just kind of scrolling. Azrael's got an interesting birthday. 6/7/99.
Okay.
Look at those nines.
A lot of nines. Yeah. I didn't even talk much about nines yet. And who is this?
Oh, he asked again, right? It was I said it. I scrolled way back and now he passed it again. That's funny. Azrael at the very bottom. This one.
Oh, okay.
I scrolled way up to see your birth and then you posted again. There you go. So yeah, Azrael. 6/7/99. That one jumped out at me.
Okay. Okay, so this is another Conqueror of the Dragon. I'm not going to go down that whole road again because it's the same, but this is someone who, is here to stomp out the dark forces and to, a protector of the world. This is someone that's going to feel safe to others. This is also someone who's a very creative soul, someone who does something with their hands. It's going to be art, healing, or music, or some combination of that. I always say, I always try to talk about that a little bit because I don't want you to think that it's only the art that you think art is, it's like anything that you do with your hands. So it's like, it's automotive, it's construction, it's, making cabinets, like anything that you do with your hands. If you sculpt or paint or draw or any of that, that's what this person does. That is their, so this person has some trouble in their numbers. It's like there's some troubling energy where they can't get their mind is a little all over the place. It's because, sorry, I'm asking my guides questions. I know it sounds weird the way I do it, but it's kind of
I like the way you do it because you're getting insight as well. Yeah.
So as I'm questioning it, the guides are giving me answers, and that's what's happening. So I'm going, how is this working? It's because you have an analytical brain, and your brain is constantly analyzing everything. So it's like a super highway in your brain. And it feels to me like there's a lot of chaos. And it's just because you have a lot of thoughts and a lot of ideas. And okay, I guess what I want to tell you is that you're someone who is a master manipulator, and not in a bad way, you're a master manipulator of your world. So you're someone that actually bends your world at the edges, you bend reality. That also means that you bend time. So I'm seeing this big clock and it's saying, I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time. I want to tell you, you're not running out of time. You just have a lot of ideas, and you can get to all of these ideas, but you have to prioritize the ones that feel the best for you, the ones that are good for you, because
highest excitement, as they say.
What?
Follow your highest excitement.
Yes, follow your highest excitement. Isn't that the greatest? Yeah, I love
that. I know. I love that. I've been using that advice for 15 years. Thanks, Bashar. Yes. The thing that excites me the most, I'm like, all right, that's the one. Thank you.
Yes. And that's what the guides are actually saying. That's the clearest message I'm hearing is don't worry, you actually control time. So even though you maybe don't know how to do it yet, you do it naturally. And all of the projects that you want to work on that you're because this is someone who's very super passionate and almost obsessive about the things that they want to work on. don't worry, because you're going to get to them. You just have to prioritize the ones that fill you up, the ones that make you feel amazing inside. Those are the ones you do first. And then that's going to actually extend your time. That's what I'm feeling from it. I don't know why that's the big message, but that is the big message that your guides are talking about. So, yeah.
Thank you.
So hopefully
Emmy has asked a few times for her mom. So
okay.
I hear you, Emmy. I see your comment. Let's see. 20th of May, 1944.
Okay.
Emmy really wants to know for her mom.
Okay.
Bradley. Accurate.
Okay, so your mom is having a difficult time. I can feel that right away. She's got kind of like a struggle with her emotions going on, and she's a people pleaser, and she's always trying to take care of everybody else. But right now she needs help. Like she's I don't know if right now she needs help. I don't know how to say that actually. It's like she has to think about herself. Like that's all. She's not someone who typically would think about herself. Um, like as I say things, the guides correct me, just so you know. That's why I go one way and then I go back. So
no, you're fine.
they're like, you know, that's just what happens.
I love that.
Okay, so she gets pulled in a lot of directions, and she has some like trouble with her emotions around those directions. It's kind of like she overgives, and then she like ends up doing too much and then feeling resentful. So like she's also a protector of her children. She's somebody who would literally die for her children. She's somebody who would choose her children over her spouse. Like if you were ever like on that boat trip that people use as a scenario, you had to throw someone over, she would throw her spouse over her children, you know. So she's a protector of her children. But I would say she gives everything. Like she gives every single thing that she has, and then she actually depletes herself. So that's what I'm seeing, you know, like that's it. What's funny is this is not for some reason I'm getting like a wall here. So it's like I'm feeling that there's a struggle in this life, but I'm also feeling like that I'm not allowed to look at it all the way for some reason, which sometimes means that people have really strong walls up. Like that's what I'm feeling. That she has some kind of wall where I can't see more than I can't see more than the basics, you know. But she's a very strong teacher. I know that. Like she's a very strong teacher. She's got a lot of emotional type stuff going on though. So I don't know. I don't feel like I'm like really connecting to this one because there's a wall up, you know, and that sometimes that's a wall of protection that the person has themselves. Other times it's because they're shielding because they're not in a good place. Like they're
This
not.
is also not the person that's with us right now. It's the daughter of the person that's with us. So I'm sorry, the mother of the person that's so
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. So I don't always know why I'm seeing why that's happening. I just know that as soon as I try to ask more questions, there's a wall being put up, you know, and it's saying no, you're not allowed, kind of, you know, like that's what it feels like. So so I don't know. Hopefully what I said makes sense though.
All right. And we'll do one more. Aridonna, I see your comments. Aridonna's got an interesting birthday as well. I see the threes here. March 23rd, 1982. So this will be the last one. I'm going to share the link. Remember, Tammy does these all the time on her page. You guys you'll have slightly less competition in the comments. What are you going to do?
Quite a lot less because I never get stuff like this, which is good.
It'd be nice if you had 100 people watching every time, though, Tammy. You deserve it. 100%.
I mean, I have a lot of people that show up and watch the replays, I think, but on the actual lives, I get to a lot of people, which is good.
So there you go. Make sure that you guys follow Tammy. She does these quite often, so you guys can follow her page and get a private reading that way.
Yeah, I do it every Friday. So,
She also does private sessions. Like I said, you can book a session with her for a
oh
reading. Her readings are phenomenal. So, and you also do training as well in numerology. Congratulations. Laura was just telling us that she now has her certification. Congratulations, Laura. That's awesome.
yes, yep, she's a numerologist now. So I've trained 10 official numerologists now that are certified. And I just finished a mini class, which was really fun, you know. But I'm running my certification class again at the end of this month. So if you guys
You
want to
are.
get certified and you want to learn how to be a numerologist, it's amazing. It really is amazing. You can
Very
ask any of my students, they love it. Oh, and there's Yolanda. She's one of my favorite people. She's one of my favorite. So
Yolanda
Laura,
says, consider taking her class. It was life changing for me. Thank you, Yolanda, for sharing that with us.
thank you, Yolanda.
So,
Okay,
yes, there's Aridona's comment. There you go. There's the date of birth.
okay. So
I was very determined to get a reading today, so we'll go ahead. We'll do one for you, Johnny.
so was it 32382? Is that what it was?
Yeah, 32382. The threes had me curious because a couple of people were wondering about what 33 means.
Okay, so well, 33 as a repeating number is going to be your guides calling for balance in your life. Like they're either telling you it's time to gain balance, like time to search for balance and get stability in your life, or they're trying to tell you that balance is returning. A lot of times it'll be your guide saying, "Don't worry, things are getting better," you know. But it's also like, you know, do your part to get there as well, you know. Now, when you have threes in your chart, like when you have them in your birthday, the three is the number of balance, but it's also the number of integrity. It's someone that is full of integrity. They're always they're not wishy-washy people, although I will say that this one has a conflict here. So like this is going to be something that this person's working on, where they do have that wishy-washy energy where they'll put one foot in and one foot out, and then they have the other energy that's contradictory, that's saying I never do that, so I always do that and I never do that. And so what's going to happen is that's going to be a big thing that you're working on, is learning how to be all in or not in at all, you know, how to commit to things fully and then follow through on them instead of backing out. And a lot of times that's really just getting in touch with who you really are and what you really want, and using your voice properly. Because a lot of times you'll say yes to things and then you'll go home and you'll go, why did I say that? I didn't want to do that. That's because you're an empath, and because you feel the emotions of other people and they get you excited in the moment. And then you go home and you go, oh my goodness, I didn't want to do that at all, you know? And so then you back out. So you're just working on walking your walk and, you know, all that, you know, following up with what you say you're going to do. So threes are also people who know to put on their mask first before they can help anyone else. In our society, that looks selfish a lot of times, because we're always taught to give everything that we have until we're depleted, because that actually makes us weak, you know. But threes actually work at a higher spiritual awareness, and they know that they have to take care of themselves and their own needs before they can take care of anyone else. Now, again, this person has a conflict there. Okay. So it's like you are someone who is aware that you should take care of yourself, but then you're also someone who is just like, you're the humanitarian and you're the one who gives the shirt off your back to people. Like you're a very generous person. And so you give all, even though you know better, you do that. So
I'm
so
guilty of that as well. I'm cringing at you hearing that. No, that's accurate for me
yeah,
too.
that's eight is
You
that
give to a point where your cup is empty and then you burn yourself out. And that is something that I'm also working on. Yeah, is to refill the cup before it gets to that point, or to take a step back and be like, all right, I can't handle all of this right now. I need to come back later.
So that's actually really strong in your chart, Laura.
I know.
Because you are someone, so, and you also have that higher awareness where you have a three, you know, so you're going, I know that I should take care of myself. I know that I matter, but I know that this person isn't as well off as me, or this person doesn't have what I have. But literally, you're giving them
Like you're in my
every.
head. I literally tell myself that all the fucking time, Tami. It's crazy. I feel
So
like
you
you're
know
talking to my guides, and my guides are going because they've been telling me the same shit for weeks. Like I need to stop doing that. So heard. Thank you.
Well, last time I saw you, your guides were really talking loudly. So, and that is what they were talking about, is depleting
We
yourself.
all have
And
big mouths in common. Yes.
yeah, so you actually share a lot of what this person's going through. Is this Aradana? Is
That's
that
funny.
who?
Yes, Arizona. Yeah, beautiful name by the
Um,
way. I love that it's 11:11 too. Yep, heard. Thank you.
oh, cool.
So funny.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, the numbers are really fun because they can tell you all of your amazing things, and they can tell you your struggles, but they help you learn your amazing stuff to overcome those struggles, you know? Okay, so for instance, Laura and Aradana, this is the same message,
And a few other
okay?
people that are
Um,
resonating with this that also have threes in their
yeah,
chart,
so
funnily enough.
probably a message for everybody. Like, look at your life and say, do I have enough energy to give somebody else? Do I have enough clothing to take the clothes off my back and give to somebody else? Am I okay? Like, is my cup filled up first? Now I can help, because otherwise you are literally just depleting your resources, and you're not going to be okay, and I will say I am guilty of this as well. So that's why I understand it so well. But it is really, really important, like that is why they say that on a plane. They say put your mask on first, because you will literally die. You can't help anybody if you
The
can't
funny
breathe.
thing is my guides are putting a dream. I had a dream like a couple months ago where I was in a life raft and there were all these people around me and I kept pulling people into the life raft, but then the life
Mhm.
raft sank because I pulled too many people and we didn't have
Yes.
enough support and we all drowned. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm trying to learn how many people I can hold afloat, so to speak, while also keeping myself afloat, while also not, making us all sink because I took on too much.
I mean, literally wake up and say, what do I need today? Give that to yourself first, and then start your day.
Oh,
Just be
Tammy.
like, I'm good. As soon as I'm good, everyone gets to have something. But like, if I'm not okay to start with, how can I give any more?
I constantly put myself last. I'm the last person. It's like the chef is the last one to eat. You know what I mean? Like that is my thing and always has been. So yeah, I get it.
Me
I need
too. I mean, I share a lot of your numbers, so I get it. I don't even have a 3, so, like, I don't even have that awareness that says, "Hey, you matter." I have a whole bunch of, like, self-worth stuff that's like, "You don't matter. You're the
I'm
last one."
literally tearing up. I'm not crying, but my eyes are watering all of a sudden. It's like, all right, heard. I heard the message. Thank you.
Yeah.
Already purging here. Thank you, Tammy.
Well
Yeah.
well, just so you know, Laura, I mean, the truth is, and I don't go down the conspiracy road. I know you do, but I don't, like, very often. Um I believe in it. I just don't talk about it a lot. The truth is, though, there is an agenda to keep us small. There is an agenda to make life harder so that we can't do more. We can't be these powerful creators. And the truth is, if we all would learn that just taking care of ourselves first makes us so big. It's like the world would be so much better, because there wouldn't be a whole bunch of people that aren't okay. Like, we would learn how to be okay first, and then we would help everyone else be okay too. So it's important. It
It
really
is. It
is.
is. No, I heard. Yeah. Noted. Thank you. I definitely needed that lesson today. So thank you, Tammy. You
I'm glad I
nailed
can
it.
help. Glad I can help.
All of us threes are all like, oh.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, if you have a 3, you already know this, and so you kick yourself over it probably. I don't have a 3, so I'm like, please teach me how to do that. 'Cause I don't know how to do that. but no,
Oh,
you learn.
I'm going to share
So
your link one more time. I love hanging out with you, Tammy. Thank you so
I
much for
love
everything.
hanging out with you too. I love
What
that we
great
keep doing
fun.
it.
So make sure that you guys, book if you would like a private session, or you could follow Tammy and, just subscribe to her videos and her lives, and then you could join one of hers and get a bit more in depth of a reading. And like I said, you can also book them for your kids, get one for a
Yeah.
family member for a birthday, that sort of thing. It's really nice to kind of get to know yourself. And one person said like their kid calls their date of birth their astral social security number, which is kind of
Oh,
cute. I
that's
like that.
so true.
That
Hey,
is
so
adorable. So, this is
I
a way of getting
totally
to know your
think that
kids
that is
too.
like exactly your code. Like it really is. It's like your program.
I love that. It's adorable. That was adorable, Michelle. Really, so
That
cute.
is adorable.
So yes, get to know
All right.
yourselves a little deeper with that way. Thank you. I love you
Yeah.
very much, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I will see you guys with
Thanks,
Siddhartha
Rob.
and Angelica tomorrow.
Nice.
Have a great
All
afternoon.
right.
Take care, everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.